Ugh. So that ending, that was something. What is that? Is that crying? Oh, come on, guys. I know the game ended in a cliffhanger, but there could always be a sequel around the corner, okay? It's only been like 7, 8 years. Yeah, you might want to just keep on crying.
Hello, Commander. So cruel is memory. Treated like a hero. Real good.
The beast is coming.
The Avatar is back.
I don't know anything about Prince of Persia. Yeah, I did play a little bit of Prince of Persia Sands of Time, although I just really couldn't get into it, and I did see that Prince of Persia Hollywood movie. Don't remember a damn thing about it. Luckily though, this game is a reboot, and the fun of reboots is you get a whole new cluster of fans jumping in. Speaking of jumping, there is a lot of it in this game. The majority of the game is just platforming, but there is small sections of combat laced in there. But the majority of the game, you're just going to be platforming in a similar way to Assassin's Creed. This is Ubisoft after all. I guess they'd rather make Assassin's Brother Creed, Unity of Brotherhood, Rebellion, and Revelations of Unity, and Flag Black Syndicating their Liberations of Freedom Part 6, rather than give me a goddamn ending to this game. And yes, I am aware that there is a DLC titled Prince of Persia Epilogue, but I just want to say that ultimately there is no epilogue. It's not completing the story, it just extends what's already happened. And just the idea that I have to get a DLC that's separate to the game just to get the ending to the game I already purchased, that's insane, and DLC isn't part of these reviews, they are separate. If I do my own separate review for Epilogue, which I probably won't ever do unless you guys really get on me about it, all that I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter, the DLC titled Epilogue. Getting back on topic, don't get me wrong, I really do like this game's gameplay. As of the time of this video, it's about 7 years old and it looks so beautiful. My personal stance on graphics are it doesn't really matter when the game came out, but what matters is the time and effort it took creating the game and the art that it reflects. But as good as this game's gameplay is, you are repeating yourself so much and it gets very tedious by the end of the game. You fight the same bosses over and over again, you do the same style of platforming over and over again, you have the same kind of banter with Elika over and over again, and you get the picture. You just repeat yourself over and over again. But if you don't get what I'm saying, let me just emphasize with you what it felt like. Jump, wall run, jump, extended jump, wall run, jump, wall run, jump, extended jump, climb, wall run, jump, wall run, extended jump. Oh, and you just quite didn't make that last little part, so we're gonna make you start all over again. And let's get something straight. Platforming games, I suck at them. I mean, I suck at everything, but platforming games, those take coordination, those take rhythm, those take timing. I don't have any of those things. The point I'm trying to say is, this game was extra tedious for me. And I know I complained about the ending, but don't get me wrong, I do like this game's story. Let's just say that right after finding all the gold you could ever want, your character, the prince, he loses a donkey carrying all of his money and stumbles into a pretty massive adventure. There's an evil god named Armin, and you have to stop him from breaking loose. You do this by slowly restoring the surrounding grounds, keeping him at bay. These grounds with infinite convenient places to grab onto. But the real heart and soul of this game is the prince and Elika. Half of this game was seemingly back and forth between the prince and Elika in their sarcastic banter, and despite however many hours of it I had to endure, by the end of it, I still wanted more. The prince and Elika are probably just one of my favorite duos in-game.
Yes.
Scar.
No.
Scarf.
No.
Shrine.
Aha! No.
I give up.
It's too soon to give up.
I give up.
Soulless follower of Ahriman.
I am amazed no one threw you overboard on your sea trips.
They could give banter, give two opinions, and start a real topic from there, and show two viewpoints of the same conversation. Or, you know, Elika could just, you know, save my ass another 1,000 times. Oh yeah, you can't die in this game. Every time you should die, rather than just go through your million screen of you are dead. Rather than that, Elika, she just saves you with her magical powers. There's also this really benevolent god, and she gets her powers from him. And basically, she can pretty much fly. Yep, despite pretty much having the ability to fly, she doesn't do a damn thing when I'm dying over and over again to jump 3 feet away. But back to the no dying thing, there aren't really any loading screens in this game unless you fast travel. So when you don't die or have to stop for any loading screens at all, the pacing is actually just really good, and it makes for a very cinematic playthrough. So ultimately, the Prince of Persia, I think it's a gem of a game, but it really ran my patience with how tedious it was, and it doesn't have an ending. I'm not even joking. As the final moments of this game happened, a little trophy appeared atop my screen, and it said, "To be continued." Today's score will be a little bit different with an asterisk. I give the Prince of Persia a 7 out of 10. However, if I ever get an ending to the game, that might change my opinion. Just saying, that's the asterisk. With all that being said, I hope you all check out today's featured channel. Please subscribe. If you haven't already, stay around for the credits where I'll have links for my spoiler discussion of Prince of Persia, as well as some other videos. Anyway, have a wonderful day, and with that, I leave you.
We are currently at the very beginning of Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time, and if we're seeing the numbers in the bottom right, my apologies, I haven't actually tested this out. I did start to run the game and realize there was a video playing, so the audio might be a little high, so I'm probably not going to comment much during it, because I'm not sure if you can hear me over it. Okay, that looks like Egypt, I think. Which I guess would kind of make sense, right? Well, maybe it's Persia. That would make a bit more sense.
Hello everyone and welcome to another spoilery talk where we talk about spoilerific things and events and shit like that. Today we're talking about Prince of Persia. I finished the game yesterday. I'm going to bundle up real quick because it's cold as shit in this house.